This is the Vince Salerno Podcast, Episode 11. On today's show, we're talking a bunch of things from Star Wars, Black Adam, Terminator, Aliens, Oscar, Sherlock, you name it, we got it, and also touching on the passing of Mary Tyler Moore. So sit back and relax because the Vince Salerno Podcast starts right now. Hey guys, welcome to the Vince Salerno Podcast, Episode 11 on this Friday, January 27th, 2016. As always, I'm your host, Vince Salerno. What a week it's been. A lot of highs, a lot of lows. Before we get into the top five, I have to touch on the passing of a truly iconic and legendary actress, Mary Tyler Moore. She passed away on Wednesday at the age of 80, surrounded by friends and family. If you look on my YouTube channel, I'll link the video, but I went in depth about how much of an impact Mary Tyler Moore has had on my life. She's had this sort of presence. I've always loved her work on the Dick Van Dyke Show. I've been watching it for the past 2 years now. I've known about the Mary Tyler Moore Show. I haven't gotten around to seeing all the episodes. I watched reruns on TV around about 10 years ago, I think it was, and she's just has this chemistry with Dick Van Dyke on the Dick Van Dyke Show that was just super energetic and fun. There was never a dull moment with her on screen, and of course she's had some health problems over the past couple of years. The suicide of her son. She's dealt with a lot. And she managed to be a inspiration for a lot of people. With the Mary Tyler Moore Show, she was playing a journalist out of state, moving to New York, trying to make it big in a field that was dominated by men. And she really broke the barriers for not only just women in television and film, but women who wanted to do things that were at the time only suited for men. And I think that's just fantastic, what she did, whether it was intentional or not. She really did break the barriers for that stuff to happen in our society. And I just hope to God that her impact and her memory is never forgotten. As I said, she's just always been, has had a presence in my life through her shows and her role on the Dick Van Dyke Show. And before we move on, I just want to have a brief moment of silence for Mary Tyler Moore. Mary, thank you for everything you've done for us. Thank you for providing your talents, your gifts for our enjoyment. You will be greatly missed. Okay, now on to the top five. It's kind of hard to get excited about these next couple topics after what we just talked about, but I'm going to try. Actually, this one is actually really exciting. Number 1. We finally got the title for Star Wars Episode 8! Oh my gosh, guys, I've been freaking out about this all week. I remember exactly what I was doing. Monday morning, waking up, it was a rainy day, sluggish day. I check my phone, scroll down to the very bottom. The last notification I get is from the Star Wars official website saying, Episode 8 has officially been titled Star Wars: The Last Jedi, coming to theaters December 15th, 2017. I love this title. I think it's brilliant. It really sells what the movie is going to be like. Even the design of the logo, albeit it is similar to the Force Awakens one, but the fact that we have the red-black lettering definitely gives a vibe that this is going to be a darker film. I firmly believe that, and I think everybody else is convinced of that. Not as dark. I don't think we're going to get a completely comedy, funless movie. It's not going to be like that. Rian Johnson has said that this is still going to be a lot of fun. There's going to be some, nice quips and jokes like in Force Awakens, but this is going to be a darker film, in the vein of Empire Strikes Back, I think. So I'm totally looking forward to that. I can't I mean, at this point, everything that needs to be said about speculation on the title has already been said. You know, I've heard the main things I've heard is that the title could be referring to Luke, Rey, both Luke and Rey, Kylo Ren, Finn, Leia, another Jedi who has not been revealed in the new trilogy, all sorts of crazy things. But so what I decide to do, what I want to do now is just pick what I think the title really means, because I think a lot of those things are kind of bogus. So what I believe the title means, or what the Last Jedi is referring to, first and foremost, is Luke Skywalker. There's a boatload of evidence in The Force Awakens pointing to him being the Last Jedi. Snoke says it. It's in the title crawl. And he literally is the Last Jedi in The Force Awakens, so it just makes sense going forward. And then I think because Jedi is a plural noun, it could also refer to multiple Jedi. So I believe that it also refers to Luke and Rey being the last Jedi. Rey being a Jedi in training, Luke being the last fully trained Jedi. And I think that goes to show that this movie is going to be about Luke Skywalker and Luke's relationship with Rey. That is going to be the focal point of the entire movie. And it also leads me to believe this will be a very dedicated character piece for Luke Skywalker. I mean, I think if you want to give this movie an alternate title, you might as well just call it Star Wars Luke Skywalker. To be honest, that's what I think. So yeah, just some things that because, like I said, everything that needs to be said about this title has already been said. I love the title. I think it's fantastic. I think it's ominous and dark and samurai-like, as Mark Hamill has said, and it just gets me more and more excited for the first bit of footage, the trailer, the entire movie. I can't wait, guys. This is my most anticipated film of 2017, and it's coming back. It's still, even after Episode 7 has come out, it is still just incredibly hard to believe that we're actually in a world where we've gotten Episode 7 of Star Wars, and now we're getting Episode 8. I mean, we were all pretty much convinced that this was never going to happen, and it's happening. And it's still just as surreal as when Episode 7 was coming out. So, again, being a big Star Wars fan, I'm overjoyed with this title, and I cannot wait for the movie. Bring on that first trailer, hopefully next month or in March with Beauty and the Beast or with Celebration. I don't care. I just want the trailer soon, very, very soon, please. Thank you. All right, moving on to topic number 2. This is something I said I would talk about. Last week I said I would talk about this because I didn't have time to talk about it last week, so I'm going to talk about it now. I hope that made any sense. Okay, so Dwayne Johnson has revealed that DC Comics, DC EU, will release a Black Adam movie. In addition to the Shazam movie, Dwayne Johnson has been attached to play Black Adam for a very long time in the DC Cinematic Universe. And, you know, you're lucky to get a guy like that with so much charisma and is just the biggest franchise Viagra out there. But I'm not really happy about this. The deal, I believe, is that Black Adam will get his own solo film, and that he may or may not be the main villain of the Shazam movie, to whom which they're mortal enemies, I believe. This is why I don't like this. How the hell are we supposed to know whether we like Black Adam, and how the hell are we supposed to know if we like Shazam? We haven't seen these things. I mean, albeit it's Dwayne Johnson, I'll watch anything with Dwayne Johnson. Anybody will watch anything with Dwayne Johnson. I don't know a single person who won't watch something with Dwayne Johnson. But I'm sick of DC assuming that we want these stupid spin-offs that nobody cares about. David Ayer's directing this Gotham City Sirens bullcrap, and I don't want it. Nobody wants this. I didn't ask for this. I didn't ask for a Harley Quinn, Catwoman, Joker, Poison Ivy spin-off. And nobody asked for Black Adam. We want to see, I think that what people really want to see is the heroes. Aquaman, Flash, Man of Steel 2, the Batman. Why are you announcing these films So early when you have other characters you can introduce down the line. We don't care about the villains. At least I don't. I thought Suicide Squad was just as much of a piece of crap as Batman v Superman was. It was significantly better. I mean, I'd say I would at least bear through watching Suicide Squad again, but still, the movie was bad. I don't care about these villains that you want to spin off. I understand you want to make movies about villains. That's fine. That's totally fine. But make sure we actually care about the characters. If you want to do a Black Adam spin-off, I am totally okay with that. But make sure we're going to like Black Adam. And that we can withstand a movie with just Black Adam in it. I don't care if he's being played by Dwayne Johnson or Sylvester Stallone. I don't care who it is. I don't want to see spin-offs of characters I don't know. That's why get the frickin' Shazam movie casted and out there. Put Black Adam in it. And then let us, the audience, decide whether we want a Black Adam movie. So that I'm just really angry about this. I've still been angry about DC and their direction they've been taking, announcing these half-assed spin-off ideas that I don't care about. I don't care about this. That's just my 2 cents on it, but we'll see what happens. It's supposed to come out in 2019, so we got a while to wait. Maybe things will change. Probably not. Okay, calming down. Topic number 3. James Cameron has announced that he will team up with Tim Miller, director of Deadpool, to create a new Terminator movie/trilogy. I don't know if it's a movie or just one movie or a trilogy of films, but they're working together to sort of reboot the franchise and conclude it. Now, when they say that, I think what I interpret that being is that they are going to reboot it in the sense that it's going to be a fresh new idea, but they're also going to, one, wrap up all the other spiderweb plot threads of bullcrap that we have to mush through with Salvation, Rise of Machines, Genesis, or Jenny Smith, as I like to call it. This whole timeline for Terminator has been meshed up and just messed with because of all these terrible films that have come out. And I think they're hoping to clean up that mess while also providing complete closure to the Terminator franchise, what I think is going to happen. So we'll get this new trilogy of films, or one film maybe, and that'll be it. Terminator is closed. No more. That's how I interpret it. And I'm actually really okay with that. I think that's a good way to go about the franchise. And plus, James Cameron's back. I mean, he's not in the director's chair, but Tim Miller is a decent enough director. I mean, he proved that with Deadpool, and I'm interested to see what he has to do next. And I think that if James Cameron is sort of godfathering this new vision for the franchise, you have a chance to redeem it, because at this point, there's been 2, technically 3 terrible sequels. I haven't seen Rise of Machines or Salvation. I saw Genesis and hated it. But I was on board with Genesis. And it just turned out to be this fan-serviced, poorly acted mile of crap. Mile of crap, or however long the film is. 2 hours. 2 hours of crap. That's what we'll call it. So I think you have one more chance to really redeem the franchise. And if for some God forbid, for some reason this doesn't work, then the franchise is dead. Some people are saying put it to rest now. I think if the last and only way to make this franchise successful again is to bring James Cameron in, and they're doing that. So we'll see whether this actually comes to fruition or not, whether we're going to have to wait another 5-10 years for another Terminator movie to come out, but I think it's going to be good. I have hopes that it'll be better than the last couple films. And whether that's 1 movie or 3 movies, not sure. But I welcome it. I think it's going to be great. Okay, number 4. director Neil Blomkamp has gone on record to say that there is a now slim chance that his Alien 5 movie will actually get made. In 2015, I believe, early 2015, near the release of Chappie, he was announced to, or he said that he had ideas for an Alien 5, and he had made concept art of the original Xenomorphs, Ellen Ripley, Michael Bihn's character, Newt from Alien 2, or Aliens, I should say. And I was stoked for this. I thought this was fantastic news. I thought that this is definitely the Alien movie we're going to want to see. And years have gone by. Ridley Scott has seen some success with the recently released, not recently released, but he's seen some success with The Martian with Matt Damon, which I guess was it? No, that was about a year ago. Over a year ago. Yeah. The Martian came out over a year ago. It was his first great film in a long time, and he wanted to capitalize on that return with an Alien movie, and that's how we're now with Alien Covenant. But I feel like, I don't know this for sure, but I feel like he may have bullied Neil Blomkamp out of doing Alien 5 because he didn't want somebody like him to resurrect his franchise that he started, which I think is kind of a, for lack of better words, a dick move. I don't know if this is for sure. I maybe really wanted to make another Alien film, and it just so happened that Neil Blomkamp had this great idea that the studio was considering to move forward with. But now, today, Alien Covenant has released a first trailer. People are buzzing about it, and now chances are pretty slim that we will get a Alien 5. And this just makes me mad because, I mean, I've seen the trailer for Alien Covenant, and it looks like a retread of the first Alien, and maybe the second one too, I guess. I mean, I guess you have some of the characters from Prometheus coming in, but it's a sequel to that, and it's also a prequel to the original as well. But it seemed like with Catherine Waterston, she's basically playing the Ellen Ripley character of that franchise, of this movie, sorry. I just don't understand why we got this movie when we were never asking for this movie. We wanted the Alien movie that Neil Blomkamp pitched us that would redeem the character of Ellen Ripley and wash away the bad taste of Alien 3 and 4, which I haven't seen, but I mean, I've heard enough to want to avoid them, basically. So, yeah, this just makes me mad, because I really, really want to see Blomkamp's idea. I want to see Alien 5. I love his work. I think Elysium is an okay movie. I think District 9 is a fantastic movie. I think Chappie's okay. I don't get maybe I have to watch it again because I haven't seen it in almost 2 years. But I don't understand the hate behind Chappie. I thought it was thoroughly enjoyable. I was never taken out or angry or bored or anything like that. I loved the movie. I mean, everybody has their opinions, so I'm probably in the minority for that. So, yeah, I'm angry. I hope that Ridley Scott didn't bully Blomkamp out of directing Alien 5 just so he could have his way. But I'm not saying that is the case. Maybe really just wanted to really make an Alien film, and I'm glad, because he is the originator of that franchise. So it's exciting to know that Ridley Scott is doing his third film in that franchise, and it's back to what we know and love about the franchise. So I'm excited about that, but still would have really liked to see that Alien 5. So hopefully over the next couple years, that slim chance becomes a solid chance, a very good chance. Praying. Okay, on to topic number 5. Oscars. We got the Academy Award nominations for the 2017 Oscars. I'm not going to go through the entire list, but just some of my favorites that were picked. Like for first off, we'll go with the Best Picture award. Hacksaw Ridge got nominated. La La Land, Manchester by the Sea, Moonlight, Lion, Hidden Figures, Hell or High Water, Arrival, Fences. Of all these films, I've only seen La La Land and not Hell or High Water, sorry, Hacksaw Ridge. I meant to try and go see Manchester by the Sea because it looked really good. I'm a huge fan of Casey Affleck, but never got around to it. I really think La La Land's going to take it. Either La La Land or Manchester, or even Hacksaw Ridge. I think those three have a very good chance. I mean, they all have a good chance, but my vote is on Hacksaw Ridge, La La Land, or Manchester. In directing, we got Denis Villeneuve for Arrival, Mel Gibson for Hacksaw Ridge, Damien Chazelle for La La Land, Barry Jenkins for Moonlight, Kenneth Lonergan for Manchester by the Sea. I haven't seen Manchester by the Sea, so I think it's unfair for me to say whether it should win or should not. I've seen La La Land and Hacksaw Ridge, so it would be great to have Damien Chazelle win because he is a young, up-and-coming director. I've always been a firm believer that around the age of 30 is when most directors will find their way and become big and successful if they have what it takes. And it's really inspiring to see a young guy like Damien Chazelle having worked his way up, and now he's up for an Academy Award at 30 years old. That's phenomenal. But I also thought Mel Gibson did a hell of a good job with Hacksaw Ridge. I mean, I sure as hell love a good comeback story, and Mel Gibson has made one hell of a comeback this past year. So I really hope that he wins it. I think out of all those guys, love Denis Villeneuve, Kenneth Lonergan, yeah, I really want to see Mel Gibson win for Hacksaw Ridge. That would be fantastic. For Best Actor, Casey Affleck, Andrew Garfield, Ryan Gosling, Viggo Mortensen, Denzel Washington. That's a really tough list to decide on because they're all phenomenal actors. Surprised that Viggo Mortensen got nominated for Captain Fantastic. That kind of fell under the radar for a lot of people. So fantastic that Captain Fantastic gets an award or gets nominated for something. So congrats to Viggo Mortensen. I think it's going to be Casey Affleck or Andrew Garfield. Ryan Gosling, I love you, man, but his performance does not work well unless it's paired with somebody like Emma Stone. The two of them together make a great performance. So I think Casey Affleck, this is his year. He's going to get the Oscar. And maybe Andrew Garfield. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe Denzel Washington for Fences. I don't know. It's up in the air. A lot of great performances, but my heart is set on Casey Affleck. But it'd be really great if Andrew Garfield won as well. For supporting role actor, Mahershala Ali for Moonlight, Jeff Bridges, Hell or High Water, Lucas Hedges, Manchester by the Sea, Dev Patel, Lion, and Michael Shannon, Nocturnal Animals. I have not seen Nocturnal Animals, don't intend to, at least for the time being. I thought Dev Patel was the lead in Lion, so I don't understand why he's being nominated for a supporting role as opposed to a lead, but I guess however you can get him in there to get nominated, good for him. Great actor. Lucas Hedges, Manchester by the Sea, I haven't seen it, so can't really say. I mean, actually, I haven't seen any of these movies. I guess one of my favorite actors is Jeff Bridges, so if he gets the win for Best Supporting Actor, that'd be great for him. But Mahershala Ali, Moonlight, he's in a lot of my favorite shows like Luke Cage and House of Cards, so that'd be phenomenal if he got nominated as well. But I don't know. I'm not too sure about that category. Actress in a leading role: Emma Stone, La La Land, Natalie Portman, Jackie, Ruth Negga, Loving, Meryl Streep, Florence Foster Jenkins, my gosh, and Isabel Huppert, Ellie, or Elle. I don't know how you say it. I haven't seen Florence Foster Jenkins and don't intend to. Some people say it's good. I just doesn't look like my kind of movie. She's probably not going to win. Meryl Streep, but she has to get nominated, so there's that. Isabel Huppert. I haven't seen Ellie, so I can't say. Ruth Negga, I'm a big fan of her. She was in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. for a long time, so it's phenomenal that she's sort of had this big... she's up for an Oscar. That's fantastic. Within only 2 or 3 years of being active with the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and she's on the Preacher Show, and now she's in Loving. Natalie Portman is Jackie. I haven't seen Jackie, but it looks really good. So she's already got her win, though. So let somebody else. It's Emma Stone's year. Emma Stone is going to win the Oscar for Best Actress for La La Land. I am certain of it because I think her performance is stronger, not stronger, but like I said, her and Ryan Gosling together make that movie. And you take one of them out, it's not that good of a movie. But Emma Stone is definitely, I think she is, of the two, she is the face of the movie. We're following her story throughout the entire thing, and she gave one hell of a performance. So my heart is set on Emma Stone. I think she's going to get it. For actress in a supporting role, Viola Davis, Fences, Naomi Harris, Moonlight, Nicole Kidman, Lion, Octavia Spencer, Hidden Figures, and Michelle Williams, Manchester by the Sea. All really good actresses. That's tough. That's really tough. Octavia Spencer's a really good one. I haven't seen Hidden Figures, but I really want to. It looks phenomenal. And if you look into the story of how the director almost didn't choose to direct Hidden Figures, you're missing out because it's a really cool story. Yeah, I haven't seen any of these movies, so I can't say. Viola Davis, she's great. It'd be nice to give her an Oscar for Fences. She seems like the front runner in that category, so Michelle Williams maybe too. She's phenomenal, so I don't know. I'm going to skip through some of these. Cinematography, screenplay, sorry, running out of time, can't go through everything. Oh, makeup and hair, that's good. That's a good one. Star Trek and Suicide Squad were nominated for Best Makeup and Hairstyling, so good for them, I guess. Excuse me. Or I guess let's go through animated film really quick. Kubo and the Two Strings, Moana, My Life as a Zucchini, The Red Turtle, and Zootopia. Of all those, I've only seen Moana and Zootopia. I really wanted to make the time to see Kubo, but I never got around to it. Life as a Zucchini and The Red Turtle, I'm sure, are great animated films. They look very charming and whimsical. But I love Zootopia, but I love Moana even more. I was floored by how much I love Moana. I mean, I was just expecting to like it. I didn't think that I would love it as much as I do. The music is phenomenal. The animation is beautiful. Maybe because I just love the water. I love water. I love action. I love Dwayne Johnson. It's a big, sweeping adventure about finding yourself and your destiny and who you are. But Zootopia was very, very, very clever. So I'd be happy if Zootopia won, but I'm hoping for Moana. Really hoping for Moana. I think it deserves it. Really deserves it. Okay. All right, so that was the top 5 for this week. Let's run down that really quick again. Star Wars Episode 8 title revealed to be Star Wars The Last Jedi. Black Adam movie announced. James Cameron and Tim Miller are doing a new Terminator movie. Alien 5 has a slim chance of happening. And the Oscar nominations for 2017. Big, exciting stuff. All right, and I guess, I'm sorry, guys. I meant to talk about Miles Morales' animated Spider-Man movie. I said I would talk about this week, and there were just too many subjects to talk about. I will say that I think it's great that they're going to do a Miles Morales animated Spider-Man movie. I thought the idea of doing a Spider-Man animated movie was genius, and I hope it's great. I'm super excited for Miles Morales to make his film debut, and hopefully, I'm thinking this is a test to see if he'll test well with audiences. So that maybe we'll get a live-action film with him. Maybe not as the lead, but as a supporting character. Who knows? But, yeah, phenomenal news about Miles Morales. I can't wait. On to our topic of the week. So last week I took I used the opportunity to review the movie Silence with J.J. Schindler. And I thought that, well, maybe I can use this chance to review other things as well. So I finished the season 4 of Sherlock a couple weeks ago. So I thought it'd be nice to talk about that. I'm a huge Sherlock Holmes fan, huge fan of the show Sherlock, to be specific. This show is bloody brilliant, if I may say so. First season was just captivating, was hooked from minute 1. Season 2 expanded on all that stuff, and then just crushed our hearts with his death. And then he comes back in season 3. Some of the best episodes ever are in season 3. And now we're at season 4. And things are actually really good in this season. And then there are some things that are not so great. One big thing I didn't like about this season that kind of leaks into all the episodes is the fact that John Watson, none of the decisions he makes are his own. And that's becoming more and more of a frustrating thing as the series goes on. He never intended to marry a spy. A spy married him. Whatever. And the whole thing about Sherlock manipulating John into rescuing him, and Mary manipulating John into rescuing him against both of them. I just think it makes John less of a big character. It kind of dumbs down his significance in the show. It's like, okay, literally, why is he there then? If he's not important, he doesn't do anything. He's just a useless blob to be in awe of Sherlock and sometimes Mary. So why is he there? And I don't want that to be I don't want to feel that, because John Watson's proven time and time again that he is a phenomenal character and he can hold his own amongst these fellows. I just didn't like it. This time it really got to me. That's my big flaw with season 4. Moving on to just reviewing each individual episode. So the first episode in season 4 was the Six Thatchers. And I believe that's based on a original Sherlock Holmes story. The Six somebody else, I don't remember the name, but very well done. Actually, this is one of my favorite episodes in the Sherlock series. You start off, Sherlock's back to solving cases, and one of them involves these 6 Thatchers, statues of Margaret Thatcher. He finds one that has a copy of the hard drive that Mary Watson had detailing her spy past, and he shows it to Mary, and it unravels this whole big conspiracy about her past, and people are coming back and they want to kill her from her past. And it's a great opportunity to delve into her past and see what her spy life was like before she married John. Of course, because this information gets out there, she has to go on the run in order to protect John and their new baby, Rosie, which is so funny to see Sherlock be an uncle of sorts. It's really, really great, really enjoyable. So that goes on, and John and Sherlock eventually find her and catch up to her, and they solve the mystery. And then we're hit with that. Oh, spoilers. I'm sorry. Spoilers. If you don't want to be spoiled by Sherlock, turn back now. And then they kill Mary. Oh, man. My twin sister and I were big Sherlock fans. We did not see that coming. We were both just devastated after that episode. We didn't know what to do with ourselves. Because Mary is such a great character. I've loved the dynamic between her and John and Sherlock. Like, this fun trio. And I thought we'd have at least one more season with the 3 of them. But alas, Stephen Moffat said that it was always going to end up with the 2 of them, because that's the way things are. It's John and Sherlock. It's not John, Sherlock, and Mary. And I agree with that. I get it. But it's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking. And I love the rift it causes between Sherlock and John. It's just super great. Which leads us into episode 2, The Lying Detective. John has distanced himself from Sherlock. He's seeing a therapist to cope with Mary's death. Mary still appears as a illusion in John's mind. Sherlock is trying to solve a case and trying to expose a serial killer played by Toby Jones, who, my gosh, Toby Jones plays the best Sherlock villain I have seen in a long time, probably since Moriarty in season 2. Phenomenal performance from Toby Jones. I can't give him enough praise. He's why this is one of my favorite episodes of the entire series. I put this above Six Thatchers, actually, just by a little bit. And then just the fact that at the end you find out that Mary wants Sherlock to save John, and the only way that he can do that is to put himself in danger, and then John will come to save him. Which, again, manipulating John into doing things. His decisions are not his own. Mary and Sherlock are manipulating his life. But there's a very emotional moment at the end where Sherlock and John make amends, and John accepts Mary's death and moves on. Very emotional scene. I loved that. And then that leads us into the final problem. I didn't really like this episode. It had a great, Skyfall vibe to it, but at the same time, just a lot of really conflicting things. Like, they played with our emotions, making us believe that Moriarty was still alive, and then you find out that he wasn't even the mastermind, that his sister, Eustace, was the mastermind. I did not like that, because, like undermining John Watson as a character, this undermines Moriarty, who is the master. Moriarty is the guy. He is the Zurg to Sherlock's Buzz Lightyear. He is the Darth Vader to Sherlock's Luke Skywalker. And you completely dumb down his character by making him part of Eustace Holmes' plan. Which, I mean, the twist that the twist that Sherlock and Mycroft have a sister is a great twist. I love it. But the fact that then she controls the prison, or if you look into her eyes or whatever, she'll take control of you. Just completely unrealistic and very far-fetched things going on here. And then it's even more confusing because you find out that she's not even really in control, that she's been in this room the whole time, and the little girl on the plane thing was actually her in her mind. All sorts of really weird, confusing things. But, you get some really cool reveals about how, Eustace killed Sherlock's best friend, and turns out that his best friend, that he never had a dog named Redbeard, and that Redbeard was actually the name that his friend had taken on when they were playing pirates. All sorts of stuff like that was really, really fascinating, really cool to expand the lore of this Sherlock universe. And it ends really well. I like how it ends. There's no cliffhangers. There's no unresolved matters. We at this point, I think we need to accept the fact that Moriarty is dead, to my disappointment. But, it ends with Mary giving Sherlock and John one last message that they need to keep doing what they're doing. Solve crimes and be there for the people of London and all over the world. And it ends, they live happily ever after. John and Sherlock go about solving mysteries, raising Rosie, not as a gay couple, stop it. And life goes on. The 21B Baker Street blows up, and they rebuild it, and life goes on. So if the series never returns, that's a satisfying conclusion, I think. But I think this season 5 should be the last one for 2 reasons. One, because that ending was so great, there's not a lot, nowhere else to really go with the story. I mean, I'm sure you could pull something off, but there is really nowhere else to go that would be as interesting and as gut-wrenching and emotional as what they've done with the last 2 seasons. And 2, there have been reports that Benedict Cumberbatch and Martin Freeman don't have that great a relationship outside of Sherlock. They're not buds, they're not BFFs. They just sort of show up to work and they play their part, which is disappointing. But at the same time, if there's no chemistry, I mean, that's kind of a big thing. And I kind of felt that with this new season, unfortunately, that the chemistry is just not there anymore. And it's really sad because the past few seasons have been great because of that chemistry between the two actors. And I just didn't feel it with this one. And, Moffat coming out and saying all these things, it just proves my point. So if I want them to do another season, I really want them to do another season, but I hope that the next season is the last one. And if it is, that's great, because then, we'll always have, we have 3, 6, 9, we have 13 Sherlock Holmes movies right now. We get another one, we'll have 16. We have 16 hour-and-a-half Sherlock Holmes movies. That's pretty phenomenal. I love it. So overall, I liked this season. I didn't love it. I think I would... The first 2 episodes are phenomenal, but the way the show ends just really puts a damper on the rest of the season. So I have to put it under... I'd probably put it under season 3, because season 3 was pretty phenomenal. But yeah, not a completely disappointing return for Sherlock, but definitely one of the weakest seasons we've had. And really quick, guys, I want to do a shout out to a fellow artist I discovered over the week, Andrei Terbea. I'm sorry if I butcher that name, man. I'm really sorry. If you guys can follow Andrei Terbea. He's a digital artist. He created this phenomenal Star Wars short film called Star Wars Echoes of the Past, and it gets me so stoked for episode 8. I can't tell you. It starts out with Rey force training, and she fails some test, and then Luke, she asks, okay, Master Luke, how does the Force work? And he explains it in this brilliant, beautiful, poetic way, and they make reference to Obi-Wan and midichlorians, and they dismiss midichlorians. It's so brilliant. I can't explain how brilliant this fan film is. It's one of my favorite Star Wars fan films, and I reached out to the artist and I told him, hey man, I love your work. Can I give you a shout out on my show? And he said absolutely. And so yeah, please guys, I'll put a link to his Facebook page, his YouTube channel in this video. But please check him out. He's a phenomenal artist, and he has other things too. He does all these digital animation things, and they're so funny. He's a really funny guy, really ambitious, clever guy. Tell him to make more Star Wars films. Tell him to make more Star Wars films, please. And check out Echoes of the Past, because I'll put the link for that in the description as well, because it's so good. It's phenomenal. I cannot praise it enough. Seriously. And with that, we're going to close the show, guys. Thank you so much for tuning into this episode of the Vince Salerno Podcast. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, hit the like button down below and subscribe to my YouTube channel, where you can check out my short films, trailer reactions, and more episodes of the Vince Salerno Podcast. All right. Have a great weekend, everybody, and happy March for Life. If you're going out to March for Life this weekend, I wish you all many blessings. You guys are marching for something so awesome, for the lives of the unborn, an end to abortion, and for the rights for every human being, born or unborn. So you guys are awesome. For those of you who are marching, I wish you the best of luck. You'll be in my prayers. All right, have a great weekend, everybody. God bless, and peace out.